All right, so this is another screencast. This screencast will be on the research project that you guys will be doing throughout the semester. Um, how does it all work? Where did I find this first? It's at the Human Anatomy website, and you just scroll down to research project information. All right, so throughout the year, you guys will be doing a research project. However you want to deliver that is actually okay with me. I'm new to this year, so most of the time, we'll just kind of walk through it as we go. So, what's the purpose of it? The purpose of the project is for you to gain in one aspect, basically for you to become an expert on one subject in human anatomy. You can do a presentation on pretty much anything. This is 50 points in the performance section, but like I said, you can do it on anything you really want to. Okay, it's an elective class, and you get to elect whatever you want to study and present to the class. Now, to become an expert on a particular topic, it's not going to work to research something on WebMD the night before. It's very obvious when this happens, and the grade reflects that. Okay, so you have to plan ahead. Now, when you're planning ahead, for the first thing you want to do is you're going to sign up for a particular spot. Okay, or a particular time. There's one of 4 times throughout the semester. It'll be like at the end, the beginning of October, about a month apart after that. Okay, so basically they're spread out throughout the semester. Okay, so you can actually you can pick one right away, get it done with, or you can wait until right before the final, and then do it then, or any time in between of those 4 dates that are given. Okay, so you'll sign up for that, and you'll pick a topic. I'll scroll down to the process. Choosing the topic, like I mentioned, you can do anything you want. Be creative. You can do a particular procedure. You can do, a particular injury. You could do something that you've experienced. Okay, the options are pretty much endless. The biggest thing is you just gotta get it approved by me, and no 2 people can choose the same topic, which really shouldn't be an issue considering how many topics are possible. One thing that I want to talk about when you're picking the topic is the more specific the topic, the better the research. Okay. The reason being is if you just pick something, like shoulder injuries, there's going to be a ton of information on there. Nobody wants to hear about a list of shoulder injuries. Okay. Pick a particular shoulder injury, maybe like AC impingement, right? A torn labrum. Okay. People are going to be interested in hearing from you when you say a torn labrum versus shoulder injuries. Okay, why? It's because they don't know what it is. And when the topic is more specific, there's more research to be done. And when the more research is done, the better or the more of an expert you become. Okay, you can work more from the specific to the general rather than the general to specific. Okay. Inductive versus deductive reasoning. We want to do inductive reasoning. All right. So anyway, when you pick your topic, you sign up for your time, bam, you're ready to go throughout the first day. Next part is the research. Okay, you're going to be doing your own research, and the biggest thing that I need you guys to do is I expect you to synthesize all the information that you find and present. Okay. You guys are too old to be copying things down and just pasting them on a website. It's really obvious, okay, when you just go to, let's say, like WebMD and look up the symptoms and list the symptoms. You look up the diagnostics, list the diagnostics. Please don't do that. Like I said, your score will reflect it. There is a rubric that I'll show you in just a little bit as well. Okay, the research is really important. You need a minimum of 5 resources, and they need to be properly cited. Most sciences use APA, but if you do MLA, I'm not going to come after you. Okay, just make sure that they're on the last slide of your presentation. Wikipedia encyclopedias can be used, or like online encyclopedias, but they don't count as one of the resources. Okay, I want valuable resources. If you guys need help deciphering what is a good resource and not a good resource, see me. Okay, but you guys should be at this age and done enough scientific research to know what is and what is not good scientific a good scientific resource. All right. Let's look at the abstract. Okay, this is part 3. So 1 or 2 weeks before you present, you can submit an abstract. What is an abstract? Abstract. It's a way of telling me about your presentation so that I can give you feedback. However you want to do it. It can be like just your information. It could be like a rough draft of your actual slides that you're going to present. And that being said, it doesn't have to be just slides. Like, yes, I mentioned like a Google presentation is easy. You could do slides. Yeah. You could also make like a screencast and do the same thing that I'm doing right now. I really don't mind. And we'll present it on that day. It helps with timing and things like that. Takes a little bit of the element out, but I'm okay with if you guys wanted to do like a screencast and present it to the class. Make sure the audio works though. Anyway. Let's look up back to the abstract. So if you want like a rough draft with information and feedback from me before, which I highly recommend, you can do that, and I can give that feedback, that help with your presentation. If you don't, you just want to wing it and you feel confident, that's fine too. It's totally up to you, the abstract portion. Okay, constructing your presentation. Like I said, you need to make an electronic presentation that will serve as a visual aid. You choose the content, you choose the layout. Just make sure it's flowing. And I would literally just follow along with the rubric so that you know what is moving and what I'm looking for and how I'm grading you. It should be arranged so it flows smoothly. Contain most of the information. Don't overload your slides though. Okay, that can be a real deterrent from a good presentation, is when you just constantly overload information. Use pictures, things like that. To kind of give you indicators. Like I said, you guys should have done enough research to be the expert on this, that you really don't need all that information, okay? So make sure you're actually talking, having a conversation about the topic within the class. Anyway, please don't copy from the internet. It's not going to help. It's very, very obvious. Okay, when you go look up infant jaundice and you go symptoms, and you just start writing down the symptoms, listing symptoms. When you do this, I mean, it's obvious when you guys copy from the internet, and it's not going to go well with your score. If you plagiarize things, it's an automatic 0. Okay. Use diagrams. Okay. Those are very important to help illustrate some of your main points. Your visual aid should end with a bibliography as well, like I mentioned. Presentation the day of, usually it's 4 to 6 minutes. Now, if you go, 7 minutes, that's not a big deal. But if you go 12 to 15 minutes, you're obviously taking away from another person's presentations. When you have 7 or 8 in one day, that can be a problem. So 4 to 6 is the goal. Again, it's not like a hard set guideline. Okay, 7 minutes, 8 minutes, fine. Odds are if you have less than 4 minutes, you're not doing enough research. Okay, go ahead, use note cards if you want to, but just don't read verbatim from them. I know public speaking can be intimidating, but I think you guys will be just fine. And I think it's a good skill to practice, because you're going to have to do this a lot in your life, believe me. Anyway, you can print off the rubric and bring me a copy the day of. Okay, and then share it with me at least 45 minutes before, so that I have it, and then make sure you have a backup copy. Okay, the backup, you could do a flash drive, or if it's just somewhere in the cloud, that's fine too. Okay, this is all available to you on the website. Okay, on the syllabus is where the presentation rubric is. Like I said, I want you guys to use this. Go right through this in your practice presentation. Is it information clear, accurate, thorough? Is it with depth? Okay, that goes all the way back to picking your topic. If you choose just, shoulder injuries, you're already going to lack depth, and you're already in the 15-point category. Okay, does it flow? Do you synthesize the words? Okay, you can go over there and look at what causes deductions in point. Pictures and diagrams is worth 10 points. So that's information is worth 20 points. Pictures and diagrams is worth 10 points. Do you have diagrams that add to the presentation that you're using to help make connections? Are you just throwing in a bunch of pictures of, shoulders? Okay. Make sure your pictures are good. Presentations, speak confidently. Read through this. Are you talking beyond the slides, demonstrating a detailed knowledge, expanding what's already on the slides? And at the end, did you feel like you taught us something? Then another 2 categories are professionalism and references, both 5 points as long as you do show up, do things on time. Stay within the time limits. Again, those are vary, and then use those references. All right, good job.